Quicken Loans. Actually, my presentation is still in the download there. I was wait a minute. I'm going to talk about Quicken Loans. I'm going to talk about technology. I'm a CIO. I've been in the technology and Quicken Loans for 23 years. I don't need a slide. So I'm starting with you guys first anyway, right? Thank you for having me here. I've been with the company for 23 years. I mean, I remember when I joined the company, we only had 7 people in technology. Literally, it's interesting. I think I was only developer and the DBA slash like together. Today, we are in the local in Detroit. We have over 2,000 technology people. Yeah, and it's interesting. If you know Quicken Loans, people think it's actually is a mortgage company. But I have a slide to show you. It's more than just a mortgage. We have over 100 different companies. I mean, some of you heard this Cavs, right? Cavs? Cavaliers? No, play basketball? Oh, yeah. Okay. That is, I'm using that as one of the family company. We have, of course, we have Amrock, we have Rock Homes, we have Rock Loans, we have literally have a Jack Entertainment in the, I mean, you're going to see the slide. So we are more than just a company, the lending, mortgage. Today, oh, okay, we got it. Do we have a click? Maybe click somewhere? Oh, it's on the thing, okay. Do you guys like this one? It's Detroit. It's beautiful, right? I go to out of state sometime to speak. I always show the Detroit. I will spend like at least 2 or 3 minutes just talking about how beautiful Detroit is. So I think here you can see this. I was mentioning more than just mortgages. I'm not going to go through each one by one because we'll go through 1 hour already passed, right? But you can see we have fintech, the Quicken Loans. I mean, they're all related like a fintech there. We have a Barrack. You probably heard of Barrack, right? When we moved there, remember before it's called Computer Building. We rented like 4 floors. I remember 2010, August 23rd, we moved in there. Now, if you go there and see, so all the family, we're probably over 100 buildings. We call the campus now, Marshall's campus. And the sports, media, entertainment. So really more than just a mortgage. But people understand, oh, Quicken Loans, a rocket mortgage. You've heard this advertised, right? Like advertised, the Super Bowl. Over 17,000 team members. This year, we have an all-company meeting. They had 2009 in the Little Caesar Arena there, about 34 years. It's interesting to see, especially if we've been with the company so long, you can see from, I think I was 252. Yeah, for team member 252, because I was DBA developer with only DBA, so I know my numbers. Yeah. So I tried this slide quickly here. You can see we are the 9 consecutive JD Power Awards. This one is the lending side is still not come out yet, but it's a servicing side 2019 already out. Also, we are Computer World Magazine. I mean, I think so many years, 6 years consecutive was the best place to working for technology. This year is not there. You can see, actually, my team member sent me email, say, Linglong, we are offended. We are not winning this year. We are not on the top 100 list. So I have to reply, sorry, we didn't even apply this year at all. That's why we didn't win. We're not even doing that. Because why? Because also the reason is, when we, especially from technology, I'd rather, shooting some best place to work in the company. They're talking about benefit, they're talking about life balance, they're talking about carpet, talking about slush machine, popcorn. But from technology awards, I'm going to choosing some really special competition about technology product, something in the technology field. So that, I'm not going to apply this. Our team, also PR team, working very aggressively to see, hey, which one is one competitor with the technology, not just hey, what's the best to environment overall. But however, though, but anybody think, I should here say Fortune 100 best company to working for too. Have anybody heard your Quicken Loans? We talking about culture. Anybody heard this? Or is it the first time? I think some people say that. You have the Yism book. We call the Yism book. See that. So I'm going to mention here a little bit. We have 19 isms. But but we call the culture. It's about 15, just always permanent. Maybe like 3, 4, like an on and off, depends the time, depends, it may change a little bit. I choosing those 2 here because they are my favorite or using here. But in the Quicken Loans, I think in any organization, there's a culture, right? If I not purposely create a culture, they're gonna create it for you anyway. Possibly is the one you don't want it. So I choosing 2. The one is called, it's not about who is right, it's about what is right. Being 23 years with the company, I keep tell my senior leaders, my new interns, my team member, that is actually most important ism, culture, and the hardest to live with. Believe it or not. For whatever reason, people are very smart. When they're in the room, depends on who in the room, their actual opinion could be actually disappeared. Voice not going to be heard. They're not going to say it what they should say. It's just interesting. And whether they, in the Quicken Loans, this is actually also very important, whether they, because sometimes when any organization, something goes wrong, people do this, right? He did it, she did it, they did, not me. We do not have a they. Anything wrong, we all together figure out. Anything go right, we celebrate together. So there's no, anything go, nobody gonna try to explain it because who else did it. Something wrong here, we figure out all together. And I know you guys want to come here to listen to technology, but I think it's important just to share with what is actually Quicken Loans and the family, how we actually run the business. Because very important if a culture is not right. When we interview people, people asked me yesterday a question, Linglong, somebody actually, some company CIO come to my office yesterday asking, when you interview people, you focus on technology, you focus on culture. I'm starting laughing. Also, of course, focus both. But if I'm choosing, I'm choosing culture first. Because technology actually changes every day. Today you're a technology expert, tomorrow actually outdated. Something new coming, right? So it's so important, but the culturally is for your cultural fit. That's the harder. You have to make sure people is right. There are some people very, very smart from IQ point of view. EQ is 0. They cannot work with people. They cannot actually, it's not going to working. I sometimes make some joke to my people. So if you really find those people, really genius, you really need them, put them working from home. It's okay, just make them produce something, but don't need to come here to, to destroy, to make anybody else not happy. That's not okay. So Quicken Loans is really, cultural heavy. We not only just a ism book, we live with that. It's so important that all the leaders, everybody. Today is interesting because Dan, our chairman, he used to do every other month. He is talking about isms, but today even he has a little bit incident, but we still actually talk about the isms so strongly. I think last week he come to the office. He said he want to redo the ism book. It's just it's so hard, but we do ism book actually fresh, very fresh. I think 2 or 3 times a year. Just make sure ism not a change, but the contents, the story, make sure is relevant to the current. Okay, now we're talking about technology philosophy. When we technology, when you're growing, if we have 300 people. When we moved from Novonia to the Detroit, that time, only have 352 team members. That I feel lucky. I still can know every single person's name, sometimes including their girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, kids, right? Just because the size is a beautiful size, you feel good, you feel connected. Then people working on a project, you know them, what they're working on, what they need. But when team growing big, the size growing big, how to make sure everybody working together still has a startup concept, mindset, and produce. That's why we have a technology philosophy, bring people all together. I'm not also going to talk about each one of them, but I show you to unleash your inner scientist. It's just so important that people, I think the other day people asking what is my pet peeve. I tell them is people are smarter than they thought. Sometimes it's people so smart, but they are, they don't want to actually unleash their own inner scientist. Every single person is a wonder in the world. Everybody have a lot of creative ideas. And default to open mindset, open to new technology, open to any ideas, willing to try. And think about thinking globally, apply locally. That's especially important if your organization's size is a little bit bigger. If it's small, you have 10 people, you don't need to think locally altogether anyway. But if you have 2,000 people, you got to figure out when you're thinking, you don't want to duplicate the same effort. When you're doing something, architecturally make sure that is actually people can reusable, whatever you build. It's so important. I'm going to talk about master your craft. Whoever you do in the technology, people think of technology, people say it's a programmer. I was laughing. I said, okay, literally, I don't know how many job roles in the technology. You have programmer, right? You have a product owner. Sometimes people call it BA. You have a QA. You have project manager. You have product manager. You literally have so many. You have an architect. You have a QA. You have what I call network engineer, DBA, DBE, and a storage engineer. Just crazy. There's so many jobs different. I feel like too much. Sometimes I talk to my HR people. So can you just shrink them down? Well, in the past, everybody, kind of multitask, right? It's crazy. It's literally crazy. I think not even if a software engineer, senior software engineer, if I treat it just one category, I think we have 49 today. Pretty much everybody can be have a job in the technology world, I think. As long as you, I guess, know some kind of language, understand it. Because a lot of things need a lot of projects need a lot of people effort together. Champion quality is so important. So this is our technology philosophies. Pretty much is so important. We want to make sure from leadership is bottom up, top down. When we design something, we say, have you lived this? So the culture, we talk about ISM is actually entire company and family, everybody. But this is specific for technology. Hack Week. Because we're local, you maybe heard of the bullet time. Maybe you never heard that, but I'm telling you, about 8-9 years ago, we introduced the bullet time, which is innovation time. Is every Monday afternoon, our technology people can do whatever they want to do. After 1 o'clock, they will produce you can working as a group, as a team, you can working individually. Because it's so funny because some people tell me, Linglong, two things. One, innovation is supposed to be non-stopping. You shouldn't ever give time for innovation time. When in the shower, you can have a great idea, which is true, right? You have some idea. But I'm asking them back, when they have time to actually prototype, when they have time to actually put their hands on, try to really go deep, not just idea. If we have a long to-do list, how they actually really be innovated. So that has been about almost 8 years, called bullet time every afternoon. It's great. We have so many things come off that. Give example, the Rocket Fiber is a competition with the Google Fiber. It's actually in Detroit. That is two of my engineers. They work in the bullet time. Then they had an idea and starting the company now. Okay, there are many of the examples. However, we just changed this to the Hack Week. We constantly to improve the program. The bullet time is because every Monday afternoon, the downside is some people you working very excited, boom, stopped. Then they have to waiting for next Monday, right? So now we do we do the release train. So the week before planning week, the entire week, entire 2,000, more than 2,000, like 2,100. That's what told me yesterday. Team members, they actually we call the Hack Week. Then they're going to work in whatever they want whole week. Whole week is real week. It's not once a year actually. It's 3 times a year, depending release week. The good thing is we actually connected technology and the business too. The business leaders, they have some great ideas. So, can we do this? Well, put it in the Hack Week list. If they are not they never made it on the priority list, the regular priority list, or put them on the Hack Week list. So that is a huge. We just did from beginning actually this year. So the Hack Week I got so much positive response for that. it advanced a different level of the bullet time, the innovation. I don't know how you guys do it. I know I'm not sure any CEO, CIO, whatever who you're in the room. Some people, your CEO going to tell you, say, this is expensive. Think about it, 2,000 people, whole week. They don't do anything to-do list. They actually organize them together, do whatever they think they want to do. Not only actually once a year. That's very expensive. However, that's called investment. That's nothing actually, a lot of critical important things. Not everything you actually is so critical can measurable. But we can, even for this, for the Hack Week, because we have so much outcome, we can even measure to see what is the impact to the business. I think it's worth it to mention to all of you, because we're all peers here. You possibly can go back and think about how you make your team member, make engineers, make your technologists unleash their inner scientist. If they have a great idea, you don't give them time. Yeah, don't expect that doing every Saturday and Sunday. They need life to it, right? This is I'm choosing this. This is actually, you can see the tablets here is for Rocket Mortgage. You heard that about 2016, maybe 2016, yeah. We did the whole Rocket Mortgage thing. We continually to improve, to make it, is how to, Netflix, you think of Amazon. Amazon said they digitized the book, right? People actually, they do everything now, a big platform, but they read the book online. Netflix, you watch a movie, online. You don't go to the Blockbuster anymore, which is not existing anymore. When I clean my drawer, other day I still have that keychain. You know the keychain, you go to Blockbuster to rent the thing there. So we, as Quicken Loans, we're mission digitize the entire mortgage process from end to end. Rocket Mortgage is one of the example. We have so much beyond just Rocket Mortgage. Data. I'm going to ask you, anybody in the room, anybody actually even interested to hey, what is the data? Why data is important? Data important in your company? Is something you needed to, or something very important for you? How much you feel about that? Anybody think of data? Anybody know the data is asset? Yeah. Traditionally, we're always thinking we have a DBA. Make sure database is stable there, so people can actually retrieve the data. That's enough. That's not enough. Data is everything today. For any organization, if you invest on the data, transfer the metadata to the information, from information to the insight, from inside information to, for all the leaders can make the right decision at the right time. That is tremendously. How to really using the data. And the data, if you are not, data, process whole circle, right? How do you store your data, collect data? Today, like you think about Facebook, anything. Nobody actually need to pay money to sign up Facebook. Somebody told me, if you don't need to pay anything for the product, you are the product. Why? Because your information, that's what they collect for. Your information, who you are, what do you like it, where you live, that's their asset. So data, when you collect data, how to storage data, typically think about it. Are we in the cloud? Are our data in the on-site? In the data lake? In the data warehouse? In the operations store? Where you store the data? In the past, the old, just buy a bunch of a server, create some database, like enough? No. Now, how to transfer data? People think about transfer data easy, just from A to B, but transfer alone is so many technology behind it, right? Download, upload. How make sure data is security and quality, velocity, and accessible. If your data is not even accessible, mean nothing, no value at all. But if metadata, nothing changed, it's just garbage in, garbage out. The reason I'm telling you data is everything today. If you guys haven't really think about it, how important data in your organization, you possibly have to, you already left it behind. Go back and make a huge investment. You need to have a data talent. I don't really care data scientist or DB. Think about it to be any all different talent around data. Some people feel still because they are so smart, they have so much experience, they can actually continue to run a business without know the inside of data. Thinking second time. When people know their data, they know inside outside, they can base the data, history data, today's data, predict the future data. That is on the winner side. Machine learning. There's so many buzzwords, right? Machine learning, AI, Internet of Things, blockchain, quantum computing. I'm not going to mention all of them. I will assume you guys already, some of may be interested in one or another. But what does that mean, machine learning? Machine learning is really that machine do the machine thing, that people do people thing. That a human do the human work. Because what a human do good? Because we want a human do brain work, not a muscle work. If anything, machine learning, you really teaching machine using apply a data model to collect data, right? To teaching to apply algorithm to see how the data then provide the output. I don't know how many other you guys are already using this. We concentrate to in our data area. We have about over. I said we have about 2,000 to 2,100 people overall in technology. I think we have about around 350 data people. We're still investing. It's just have so much area. Traditionally, they're talking about just decision reports, right? Create some opportunity reports. That's not good enough. You really have to be how to think about data. You do need running the business. You do need the daily reports to see, understand, but how to really think about the future. How your pattern. Give example, we analyze our client profile. Then we predicted who are the client most going to be closing the mortgage with us. Depend the profile. Everybody's different, right? Robotic process automation. I think a lot of companies are actually doing this. I think. But in our process, in our operations, we do have people still doing some. If you use the system, still need to push the button, right? Push the button, push the menu, go to one screen to another screen. This one is how to help. We don't need people doing that manual work. We don't need people push the button because we have, robotic push it for you, but it's not a real push for you, but you're talking about, put the process behind. That's not actually new technology, but it's just a newer be applied. I think about it, many years ago, but maybe, 7, 8, 10 years ago, people already, a lot of using robotic process automation. I don't know how many people are using that. If you don't mind, I'm gonna grab a cup of water. Let me go quickly. Sometimes I bring the water with me. Thank you very much. I drive this morning. I live in Franklin, come to here. First time I see the tree on the side, both sides, some trees starting to change the color. Do you guys notice that? Sometimes we're so busy, we don't actually raise our head to see the life. I was like, wait a minute, what was the last time I went to north to see the beautiful color of tree? So I actually talked to one of my. He was saying, I'm gonna actually go there. I'm gonna go there this month. I need to watch it. That's what I want. I mean, it's great here to talk about technology. Sometimes let's talk about the colorful tree too. Is it true, right? Yes. Yeah. You gotta have balance, right? Yeah, it's beautiful balance. So funny. People did ask me questions. Say, Linglong, you have 3 kids. I do have 3 kids. I didn't even usually I'm talking about. I have 3 kids. and you've been CIO so many years, and big company, big team. How you balance your life? How you work balance life? I tell them I don't balance my life. I focus my life. As you be there, regardless of where you are, you be 100% with them. That's very important. So when with the family, be there with them. You're not actually on the dinner table, you watch your phone. That's not okay. If you actually watch your kids play soccer, watch that for them, not actually reply your email, reply text. If you're working with your project, with your team, be there, listen to your team member, listen to their opinion, not think about what your son doing. Don't think about multitask. Yeah, if you come here to listen to me, don't be on the phone, because you're not get it either way, right? So that, I think just be focused. That's actually my answer. My people ask that question. How do you balance? I don't. I go traveling a lot. When I go somewhere, I take a beautiful picture, send to my family, say, hey, think of you, love you. They feel happy. Mom is good. Mom think about us. They don't. The quality versus the quantity. Sometimes. Five ingredients. I call the 5 ingredients. It's interesting. I asking, hey, what exactly want to talk about for digitization? How to transform. We in the technology, we have so much. I mentioned the tech philosophy. Like this year, we also starting end of last year, last quarter of the 2018. Have you heard the OKR? Okay, is objective key results. It's come from the book, is a measure what matters. Is a lot of companies doing that. How to measure the output. That not just for technology, a lot of organizations doing that. So we can talk about technology all day long here, because so many process, technology, and people, so many, right? I was mentioning that actually we talk about one time I went to, in the March, I went to the Ross School talking about data for those 3 hours, just alone. My background was DBA and the programmer. So pretty much I really still have passion talking about data. But today, because I think some of you, majority of you part of leadership in the technology, how to really make the work. It's not possible you go back to your desk, you're going to coding all day long. I don't know which year they took my access from production system. You cannot. From legally, you're not allowed to access the production anymore. Which is true. I was debating with my chief lawyer guy. I was, are you kidding? I was always saying, no, not a lot. We're so big of company. We have everything compliant. I was okay. So however, though, how actually running this? I want to mention there alignment, execution, trust, communication, innovation. Nothing should be off on this table, on this slide. You maybe have so many different ingredients, but this 5 is crucial. Innovation, I didn't mention the Hack Week. If you talk about technology, they are not order taker. You have to give the time. You have to be constant to let them think about what is the best. Trust them to do that. Trust. Trust is not just a relationship between you and the people who report to you. Trust means 360 degrees around you. Go back asking, is your leader, whoever you report to, do they or he or she trust you? Do you trust them? If not, you better work on that first, because you're going to be waste a lot of time. When 2 people trust each other, they go to a room, they figure out something, 15 minutes, they go back starting working on something. When people don't trust each other, they spend 1.5 hours, they actually we possibly write down everything you say, just in case. Some people tell me it's some English word called CYA, right? Trust is not just the warm, fuzzy feeling. Trust is money. Trust is efficiency. You need to make sure relationship, I'm using the relationship between you and the leader, but it's really 360. Your peers, your client, your vendor. Communication. In the technology field, okay, I want to say that. I have so many technologists. They are great people. They actually produce so many great things. But they cannot tell people. They cannot tell the business. It's frustrated. It's frustrated because I've been there. I'm still are sometimes, but at least I'm trying. It's so important. Make sure have a clear visibility, transparency to tell what, why, how, when, and who. People cannot speak. Communication is so important. So make sure when you talk to your talent pool, your technologist, whoever, make sure they know how to communicate. Sometimes people frustrated not to say what you didn't do. The people most frustrated because you don't communicate well. You don't tell what's the status, what is going on, why. And execution. End of the day, outcome matters, right? I have my engineers tell me, Linglong, we're working so hard. We're working the whole night. We got 95% almost there. We got 95% down. So because I still consider myself a nerd too. I understand exactly how much effort they put in. But also I put in my head as a CIO in the business thing, hey, without that 5% mean what? Zero, nothing to business. If you're not push it out to the production, you did 25% hard work, nothing impact drive the business, that means nothing to business. So where's that 5%? Why not just push it over? Sometimes the business got frustrated starting, then the technology people got frustrated too. So, oh my God, you don't understand, I'm working at 3 a.m. But that is execution. People will not trust you because you don't have the way bring the results. I mean, anybody maybe heard the Steve Curvy for trust, right? Trust is a character and a competency. Doesn't matter your attention, you have integrity, you have actual skill, but end of the day, have bring the results. End of the day, bring the results. And I leave the alignment is the last there because alignment is so important. Actually, I have a slide about alignment alone. Yeah, that's a beautiful slide, alignment, but that's the one. You possibly can laugh on this. This is actually my handwriting drawing because I drawing this thing in past, I don't know how many years at Quicken Loans. Anybody I hide, I'm going to tell them, what is this? Because sometimes, especially people, you master's degree, you have PhD degree, whatever degree you have, then we feel we're pretty good, we're pretty smart. Sometimes some smart feel a little bit arrogant. Well, it doesn't matter. I tell people if you're so smart, but nobody agree to each other, this is small handwriting card, don't move anywhere, right? There's a person actually on the front drive this way, but people go this way. There are two people actually move that direction, people go that direction. This organization or this team will not achieve anything. A lot of people, smart people walk in the room with 10 people, have 10 different opinions, smart idea. When they go out, they should be just one direction, one idea, one project, one clear planning, one roadmap, move forward. A lot of people have what I call I told you so. Something go wrong, I told you so. No. Even if it was not your first time, your idea, but after that alignment, then it's your idea. It's not I told you so. We're going to figure out what are they. So I did handwriting this many times, almost like insane to anybody come to me. I'm drawing this, the picture for that. Of course, I draw that one. I draw this one too. What's this called alignment? Because I don't really care your IQ, EQ. Sometimes people call it LQ. I don't know exactly what it means, but I think it's called love Q. I don't get it. But anyway, I'm talking about IQ, EQ. You understand EQ, right? Yeah. So it doesn't matter. But we all together. We together. We agreed. We not mean, okay, again, we not just technology. We is me including all the business. Makes sense, right? If you are CIO, if you are senior leader in technology, make sure bring your people, your team, your real team together, join it for them. So sometimes, I didn't mention trust is so important, but sometimes you have the clean slate. You don't have a trust or no trust. You have no relationship there, right? Starting from alignment. If you have brand new to the organization, or you have brand new, your leaders, you report to, or people report to you, starting with alignment. Why? When you hit agreement, aligned, then you deliver with communication, execution, then actually you are starting to have a trust. Make sense? When you have a trust, actually you're going to build all the efficiency. So it's important. That's why I want to make sure alignment is number one thing. It's interesting. When I was leading the small team, 4 people, I don't know, many years ago, maybe 15 years ago, 10 years ago, I started alignment. Your words. My CEO at that time, they said, Linglong, why keep saying that word? So that's so important because you and I need to align. We're talking aligned. So today, everybody in the company, we're talking about alignment. But without alignment, you're not doing that. So there's, I think it's Patrick. Listen, it's Patrick. What's his last name? He is a writer for the 5 Dysfunction of a Team. Have you heard that book? He in his book, he said he believes any organization, if you can let everybody roll the ball in the same direction, you will not, it doesn't matter you are in which market. Doesn't matter which product, you're going to win the competition. So that actually is alignment, the power of alignment. Down, down, down. I don't know anybody understand the down, 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 but we in the Quicken Loans, we use that word all the time, down, down, down. I think the underarm, Kevin Plan, he used that concept as well. So especially in the technology, when you ask him, have you done, yeah, I finished. I finished my coding. What does that mean? Because you're down, 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 that means people can say, have you actually done yet? Or, I'm going to go back to make sure that tested. The second down, down, right? Then people ask you, have you done, I use down, down, down. That means entire ownership. When you produce a product, not just a piece, not just your programming, it's not just your testing, not just that you did UAT, not sure just push the production, not sure even worked. And also, is that actually the work the way that we wished? Is it made the business impact? Do we know that? Do we have actual business intelligence analytic to see is it actually reached the results we wished? I use an example for down for technology, but literally for is by the life all over, right? It's so annoying if some people did some effort, but then don't care about impact. If we ask something, how that thing? Oh, I did something. Then what? Whatever we did something is actually met the impact we wished for. That is called down, down, down concept. How many people in the room, because I'm trying to engage the audience, are you leader in the technology? If you are, can you raise your hand? Okay. Thank you. I did mention that a courageous CIO, but it takes a CIO off from whoever the courageous leader or courageous, human being we are. Usually today, in today's era, you are disruptor. You need to have a courage to disrupt whatever you have going on in the normal, because technology changes constantly. Nobody can drive it. CEO, I think that statistical CEO today, they are much more interested in technology than maybe like 10 or whatever years ago. In 10 years ago, we don't even have an iPhone yet. But today, the CEO get a lot of buzzword. They will ask Linglong or whoever, maybe you're asking why we don't have a blockchain yet, right? Why the blockchain not happening in the organization yet? Where's the AI? Which stage of AI yet? How can we use quantum computing to attack the cybersecurity? People, they heard the buzzword all the time. Is that true? You understand what I'm talking about? But be a CIO, be the leader of the technology. You need to have courage. We need to have courage. Be a real disruptor. Ignore the noise. So you have to balance between ignore noise because there's so much that can come to you. They're going to ask me why we're not there yet. I heard that Amazon have that. Why we don't have that? Is everything going to move from data center to cloud already by tomorrow or by next March, right? So, but you really have to drive disruptive piece because nobody really understands that you have to drive which piece of technology going to be help your organization disrupt and make a business advance and move forward. Transform. Actually, that's the transformation, transformer. That's actually the words I've been heard in 2019, 2018 a lot, everywhere. Digital transformation, right? Everything. How you transform yet? How really transform? What does that mean? What does that mean to every single person? Transform is not mean shiny object. 5 minutes. Okay, thank you. Yeah, give me the lights. Okay. Yeah. I think the down will help you understand what's a transformer. There are a lot of shining objects there. Real transformation is really to analyze your business, your technology, your talent pool, then how to from the level A to different level. It's not just okay, could be incremental in the operation wise. Give example, if you have 2,000 people every day, you did some change, you feel like incremental, change there from access every day, save before they need to do the 5 minutes, now you're 5 seconds. Is that a transform? Think about 2,000 people every day. Of course. Change agent. I don't know how you guys feel, but change is constant in the Quicken Loans for us. We love it. In my old office, I just moved recently. I have called a change zone. I basically tell people if we're not changing, we're not normal. We change constantly. So typically people feel uncertainty because we change, right? Makes sense? But because technology self-change is technology era, so much change, we have to build a mindset for your talent to understand the change is normal. They need ready to change for the process, ready to change for structure, ready to change for technology, ready to change for everything. They are part of a change. Then nothing is scared or afraid. We have done structure-wise before. I mean, typical before we have like an all BA group, all engineer group, all the QA group. I think you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Then we change the cross-functional team. We have AD, RAD. We have people only working on the support the operation every day to keep the lights on. Some people work on the big project. Now, recently we changed, which recently is almost 2 years now. We do the release train. We use the safe model. So all really around the capability. So all people working on the capability, support the capability, then we use the EPIC. 1 minute, okay. So got 1 minute, thank you. If they have time. So I'm not sure, do we have time for question or no? No time now, I'm sorry. I apologize for delay. I wasn't sure, I tried to help the audience understand either the process of people and the technology mindset, but anyway, I'm here if you have any questions, for afterwards. Thank you very much.